Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Entropy Emporium. Thank you for joining us at our wonderful nexus of chaotic fun and creativity, where adventurers can roll dice and digital realms come to life. Embrace the entropy of our community as we celebrate the unpredictability of tabletop storytelling and the dynamic worlds of video games, and just enjoy each other's company. Tonight, we are debuting our very first episode of Project Reach Exodus, run by our very own Harp, who I'm going to turn over to in just a moment. But first, if you would like to hang out with us and see what we do and meet other fellow nerds, you can join our Discord. The links are all over our Twitter, and I'll get those posted in chat in just a moment. But also, you can come back to Entropy over the coming weeks to see a bunch of other shows. One, Taylor, Pat Potato, is running Lust and Dust, a Thirsty Sword Lesbians Mad Max style game. And uh, Amber, the Space Jamber, is helping facilitate a game of art traveling home on Saturday nights starting the 27th. And JD from Live from the Apocalypse has brought us a very fun masks pitch that I'm very excited to see come to light towards the end of February, beginning of March. But there will be more details on that soon. Tonight, we have a cipher game to play. So, Harp, why don't you kick us off?
Hi, I'm Harp. That was a very good introduction, JT. Thank you. Before I actually say anything about me, I want to just go around real quick and let the cast kind of introduce themselves. Maybe a brief, tiny little character introduction, one sentence, before we get kicked off with this. For those of you, or sorry, I'll do that after. Kian, you want to start us off?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. My name is Kian. My pronouns are they, he. And tonight I am playing the doctor. And Harp, I'm gonna guess that you just want me to read my sentence, my character sentence.
That sounds great.
I'm playing the doctor, who is an impulsive speaker who separates mind from body. That's me.
I love this game for its pitches. Most of all, just character wise. We can move on over to JT and we'll go in a little circle. Yeah.
I'm JT. I already said hi. I'm
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
orcaOS tonight, and they are a mechanical adept who fights dirty.
You want to go down to Kit?
If we must. Hello, hello, I'm Kit, they, them, if you would be so kind. Tonight I will be playing Galahad, who is a vengeful warrior who works the system.
Awesome, Logan.
Hi,
Last but
my
not
name.
least.
Oh, yes. Certainly not least. Hi, I'm Logan, pronouns he, him. I'm playing Hyena, who is a lucky explorer who siphons data.
And that's our characters. I'm not those characters. I'm Harp. I'm GMing the game. I love digital environments. My entire childhood was like Mega Man Battle Network and Dot Hack and all of these incredible virtual worlds. And I really want to bring you guys something inspired by that. I know that a lot of the pitches, a lot of the kind of promo stuff for this has been a little vague, and I think I'm kind of gonna keep it that way as we get loaded into this. So let's start us off. We are going to open our game looking at a room. It looks worn down, tattered blinds block the natural light. Papers are scattered everywhere. Red pen and highlighter fills up every single one of them. In the center of this room, there's a desk. It has a computer monitor, a mess of wires. Sitting with all these wires attached is a small ring, a virtualizer. We can hear muffled talking as a light switch flips on outside. Talking grows louder and the door creaks open, and a woman walks into the room, having a conversation with a screen built into her forearm. It's too important to miss. Whatever she hears as a response is audible only inside her head. She walks behind the desk to adjust some wires and continues. I'm sorry, I'll be there with you soon. Just a few more days. I love you too. Hangs up. She lowers the arm she was talking into, slowly walks towards a window. And as she parts the curtain, natural light beams onto her face, highlighting the heavy bags under her eyes. Tangled hair smudges on her glasses. Let's get this over with. The ring glows as she picks it up. The computer whirs to life, the screen going solid blue except for small white text in the top left corner. Welcome, Casanova. Moments after the ring slides onto her finger, it begins working. The top of her head and the bottom of her feet begin to disappear as if glitching out of the real world. She sits in this chair and goes unconscious as her body dissipates into code. She wakes up in light rail cabin 14, high above the digital city of Sekpar. The other people in the cabin pay her no mind, they're too busy with their commute. But looking out the window to her left, the city stretches until the ends of her vision. Something like this could never happen in the physical world. The only thing obstructing her view are two giant skyscrapers. One for Hyunicore and the other for Enginesoft. We're going to cut away from this scene as we cut into a speakeasy. A dusty kind of place, but an underground kind of dusty. This clean aesthetic. Do you want to describe both the place we are in and the person we are looking at, Logan?
Why not? You see, it is like a speakeasy in that there are people kind of hushed around these small tables drinking, not actually drinking, it's the digital space, but there is neon light flowing everywhere. And you can see what look to be like robotic bartenders sending out, again, fake drinks. It is all atmosphere, it's all mood, it's all vibes. And we are in, I named this, I should know it, Last Dance, I believe.
The Last Dance, yeah.
The Last Dance. A kind of bar for people like Hyena, a bunch of data brokers that sell information and trade it here so that they can kind of give their status a little bit higher. But to Hyena, these guys are a bunch of posers. This is too much try hard, but when someone's willing to give you another job offer, you got to go where the money's at, right? And you can see in a back booth, Hyena is sitting, huddled in a large red puffy jacket that's quilted. He has these the jacket is like bright crimson red. Well, you can see these bright yellow, almost neon yellow pants and black combat boots. A black t-shirt underneath the coat that has in like big white letters MLK, but then like every once in a while you see it say Martyr Loser King beneath it. And just kind of it flashes because it's all digital, it's like a sign on his shirt. And for a head, instead of a normal person, I mean, in the digital space, what is normal? You just see a grinning hyena's head, like fully like fuzzy and all, just a large grin. And when he speaks, you don't see his mouth move. You would almost think like he went for a cheap model or something, but whenever he laughs, which he does laugh quite a lot, you can see the hyena cackles with him. And he's just kind of going over some data in his booth, and then every once in a while, losers.
As one of these larger chuckles gets let out, you hear the door click open. And even though there are a fair amount of people here, not a ton of people know about this place. It's one of those doors that you can only find if you know that you're looking for it. In walks in. This is a familiar face to you, Hyena. A woman in a plethora of tech wear, really just decked out in tactical utility things. Looks clean, but also looks not that noticeable if you were to point her out in a crowd. A lot of people dress like this, and as she walks up to you, all right, you got the 3 I need?
do I got the 3 you need? I think I have them right up. What details do you need, miss?
Listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I just want where they are. I want to know how to get to them.
Just gonna step out of the character for a second. Where would I find these people? What does Hyena? I know who these people are. I know who this person is, and I know who these people are. I don't know where they are.
Yes.
Logan.
So
doesn't.
you have this device that essentially you can input your data to, and it tracks it throughout all of its trends, throughout all of its machine learning processes, and can predict with 99.8% accuracy where this person is going to be.
Okay.
First person is in an office outside the business district.
Okay.
Next person is really moving incredibly quickly. If you gave Casanova the data, you think that she would be just fine in tracking this person down. And the last person is in an arena, and you don't think you need to explain that to her.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Cassie. Do you mind if I call you Cassie? Is that okay?
I mind.
Oh, okay. Casanova, sorry. How about KC? Does that work? No. Okay, Casanova. Anyway, let's just go on with the details. Here you go. And he just like flicks 3 little orbs at her, and it's like the data packets just being tossed at her. These are my 3 picks for you.
All right. This one looks at all this data you've given her.
Good choices, aren't they?
They're certainly choices. It can work. It can work. How about this, Hyena? As she gets up from her truly brief time sitting there, for as long as you have done business with her, she has never stuck around for more than a couple minutes. Pulls out a business card, slides it over to you. On it, a map, an offshoot of the business district, where a lot of kind of mid-level businesses do their workings. I'll see you at 6:30. Don't be late.
On the dot. I'll be there.
Good. Knew I wouldn't have to convince you. Others I'm not so sure about. And
Don't worry. I think they'll be keen to work with you.
If they're not already, we'll make them. Ain't that the way? And gets up and walks out, leaving you to the speakeasy. Is there anything you are doing before this camera kind of pans away?
The only thing, I guess, is that he's pulling up the data files on the 3 people and looking at them going, ooh, you guys getting ready for a wild ride?
This scene, as this thunderous laughter echoes, the other patrons of this establishment, surely used to it by now.
I'm like in the far back. I'm at the farthest booth. Like I did not choose this. I was assigned this.
We are going to hop over to put together a very clean establishment, an office, a very official place for a very official person. Who do you think we see, and what are their surroundings, Kian?
Sorry, I keep trying to unmute the wrong place. You see the doctor, who is wearing a white blazer, a black shirt underneath with a high curved Victorian collar, lace sort of hand coverings, like looks far too glammed up, especially when you get to their face, and you can see that they look a little childish. They look a little playful, even though their clothing is like very pressed, very official, very clean. And they are wrapped in some kind of a cape that looks like moth wings that comes all the way around their shoulders. Um, and they're probably sitting at their desk, not looking at anything, just kind of sitting and waiting and um, probably thinking about whatever client just left their office and whatever bit of data they now hold from them.
As you reflect on this, your computer screen, bright with nothing in particular, a notification from your calendar pops up in the bottom right corner. You have an appointment in 5 minutes, but you just checked and you could swear that nobody was scheduled for this time. You were planning to have a 30 minutes to an hour by yourself. Right as this notification disappears, a knock on your office door.
Well, I guess people have heard about me. And I will just kind of move my hand and the door will swing open.
Ah, as this woman that I have already described in length walks in. It's a nice place, it is.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't. This is very unprofessional of me, but I didn't recall us setting an appointment. Can you remind me of your name?
Oh, it's not important, but it is Casanova. Um, I, yeah, I heard about your services, and I think that, I might be using them.
Oh, well, I'm happy to oblige. How can I help?
Not right now. Look, what are you doing tonight?
I suspect
This
my.
is not me hitting on you. I apologize.
I don't think that you would be. I suspect that my quiet evening is no longer going to be a quiet evening.
Astute observation. Wow, you really are the person. I doubted him, but my god. Listen. What are you doing tomorrow?
If you're paying me enough, whatever it is you ask.
Yeah, let's block off your calendar now, shall we? I don't have much time to kind of chit chat here. You can ask me questions. Takes out a business card, slides it over the same map on yours. If you really need me, you can call me.
Sounds lovely, Casanova.
All right. Really, I don't need to convince you anymore. You're not no hesitations there?
No, you seem pretty interesting enough to me, and I suspect that there's probably more to this than what I'm getting out of here. And you can see that the doctor kind of moves their hand, and this like very vague image of what will we say? Uh somebody chasing after someone else kind of in the rain, very dramatic classic scene, but this vague image of that kind of fizzles out. I'm getting tired of all of the old breakup stories and tragic losses, and this could be something exciting to spice things up.
The data, everything said this is what you did, but seeing it with your own eyes, it is pretty impressive, huh? Gives
Well,
you a pat on the shoulder.
thank you. I try very hard, and I have plans, so I appreciate the recognition.
All right, well, let's see how those plans execute with us now. Gets up, starts walking out. If you need anything, I'm only a call away, but try not to call me.
Sounds good.
Slams the door as she walks out, not paying any attention to the manners thereof. Is there anything else the doctor is doing after this strange interaction?
I think the only thing the doctor does is open up a separate screen on their computer, and he pans over to kind of a layout of the city. And there's kind of this red light that is clearly tracking somebody moving through, but just kind of sits and watches, waits to see where they're interacting, and then turns the screen off and prepares for their next client.
Wonderful. as we move out of this doctor's office, we pan over to an alleyway. This is a place off of the district that's really just heavy with nightlife. And we hear shouting. Oh God, please! I don't know. I said I don't know anything. What do we see, JT?
We see a blue-skinned, brightly lit individual in a patchwork suit with a cane in one hand, pull a right hook back, and hit this guy again. I have data that says you do.
Please, I work for Brightsong, but I'm not doing nothing wrong.
I just need to know who sent you the file you released. And then
I don't know the name. I don't know the name.
do you have a user tag?
I don't know. Here's everything I have. Do you want it? And just displays like an entire hard drive's worth of data that is clearly not gotten legally or ethically.
They will take it like a card and tuck it into their suit jacket. If I catch you trafficking data like this again, I'll deconstitute you myself.
Uh-huh.
Have a lovely day. We'll drop him and begin to walk out of the alley.
Yeah, as this person is kind of scrambling to pick up everything that they dropped, you turn the corner, and right around the corner is this woman that I've described. Impressive stuff?
Not really. Fear is a response humans feel even inside the web.
You're quite the conversationalist, aren't you?
Conversation, I'm told, is not my strong suit.
I've heard you're a good listener, though. Huh?
I'm excellent at two things.
What might that be?
Listening, killing viruses.
Good things to have, I guess. Listen. I feel like you would be a great addition to a little task force I'm putting together. You feel up for that?
May I ask what the nature of the task force is?
You can. It pulls out a business card with everything that I have said on it. It's 6:30 tonight.
I have been looking to get into a little bit of mischief in my downtime.
Well, mischief abound, I guess. Listen, I really thought they'd have to convince you. Is there anything I can do to sweeten the deal? Do I need to sweeten the deal at all?
I don't suppose you have a beat on any rogue viruses, Trojans, malware, hostageware?
Is that what you do for fun?
It's kind of my job.
Well, let's explore job opportunities then tonight. How about that? And starts to walk away.
One more thing.
What might that be?
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. Are we doing this for any of the major corporations?
What do you mean for?
Is Hyena Corp or EngineSoft involved in any way in this particular miscreantism?
Oh, they're gonna be involved, all right.
Involved how?
6:30 tonight. Be there. Walks off.
Aye, aye.
As Casanova walks off, you see another individual who's carrying, you can tell from your sensors, just overwhelming amounts of data. More than this person should have, clearly.
Hello, sir. I see that you're carrying illegality on you.
And we are going to zoom away from this instance and into Hyunicore Battle Arena. The crowd is roaring. The stands are filled, literally filled. This is the largest match of the season so far between the number 1 and the number 2 spot. If the number 2 Max Mogul wins this, he'll dethrone Galahad for the number 1 spot. Galahad, how do you take the final point off Max Mogul?
I think these two have sort of been trading fairly equal blows back and forth for this time. There's a reason they are both consistently number 1 and number 2. And I think Galahad is a very simple fighter. He should not be as good as he is for what he does. This is a man who stands in the arena with no armor and 1 sword, and that's all he does. And so I think at this point they've made a mess of the arena, and they're standing a good ways off, doing the dramatic sort of staring each other down. And Max Mogul gets a ping on his HUD, and it says, "Let's give him a show." Just like the little finger guns emoji, and then Galahad charges.
Max Mogul, as you were standing on opposite sides of this arena, you begin to charge, and Max Mogul, with this handlebar mustache, with his twin axes in hand, just hypes up the crowd instead of going for you at all. He is the heel of arena fighters, but he is nothing to be laughed at. Score is 5-5. The next point takes the championship. Max Mogul. Oh, sorry. I fucking the handle or the armrest on my chair just gave out.
It's getting tense out here, guys.
Yeah. Max Mogul throws an axe at you, narrowly misses, barely deflected by your sword. This was a big play. You just identified. He's 1 axe down right now. It's your opening.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the move itself is very simple, almost telegraphed in how common and predictable it is. But then there's just the briefest glitch in the sand, and I don't even think Galahad's blade necessarily hits him, but Max goes down. Sort of sword at the sternum, and then hand up in the air, just sort of turning to the crowd, giving them the show that they want.
They are roaring. The second axe clatters out of Max's hand just a couple feet out of reach as your sword right above the chest. You know what they want. They are cheering for it.
See you next time, buddy.
As the sword sinks into his chest, he begins to deconstitute. The announcer is screaming, the crowd screaming as well. Everything is perfect.
We're one hell of an after party. Shit.
As Max Mogul de-reses, you know you'll see him at the next press conference. But referees come into the middle of the arena and whisk you away. You know you have an interview soon, a press conference, and surely your sponsors have scheduled fan meet and greets.
Oh yeah, the fight is just the beginning. That is not the event for tonight. It is the most strenuous activity physically. I'm very used to just hype the crowd up until he walks off the stage, and then follow his handlers. He knows this drill. He's been doing it for nigh on a decade.
Yes, you are kind of whisked away by your PA and your makeup person. Your PA is walking alongside. Okay, press conference first. Should be pretty cut and dry. Just people are going to ask the same questions they always do. You just got to give them the same answers as you always do. After that interview, it'll just be the desk like normal. Shouldn't be anything. After that, Enginesoft has a meet and greet. They're launching a new legwear kind of enhancements.
Right.
That's going to be pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
You good?
I don't know why they keep putting me on the cosmetics. Just sort of like gestures down to the very, like, it looks like they pulled this man out of a Ren fair or out of like discount Lord of the Rings. Like, that's very much the aesthetic. It's like, I don't know why they keep putting me on cosmetics, but if it sells, it sells, I guess.
It's listen, you can have your thing, but you gotta look good. You gotta look good. That's the thing. You gotta look good. So big smiles, all that. You know where it is.
Right.
And as you walk to the place of the press conference, you actually don't see Casavelto. Instead, you see an old friend from your old gym. His name. Sorry, I have to check his name. Martin. Martin is his name.
Right.
He goes up to you.
From
hey, man.
From the flesh gym?
Yeah, from the flesh gym, all the way back. Hey.
Okay.
Hey.
Hey.
They said I could go back here. I just. This is the only time anybody can ever get to you, I guess.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm here with the gym, for a lot of promos. We've kind of hit it big since you, and thank you for that, genuinely. But
no, good.
Man, have you been in touch with Grace lately?
I think that solidly, like, visibly takes him back a little bit.
She's getting good, man.
Is she?
Yeah. Listen, if you can help her, like, get past one of your things, it can be like a family thing. It can be like
I'm sure she doesn't need my help. She's as good as you say. Come on, man. She doesn't want this life. You know that. You know Grace. Honestly, you probably know her better than I do at this point.
Oh, well. I'm sure she'd like to talk to you again sometime, so.
Yeah.
Walks off.
Hey man. Thanks.
What's up? Yeah. Literally, anytime, call me. We think about you a lot.
Appreciate it, man.
Sighs. And as he walks off, around a corner, right before your final kind of like fix up in lights, when you actually sit down for makeup, right in this door is a production assistant that you haven't seen here before. Wow, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. Are you doing all right?
Hi. Yeah, it's fine. Just sort of like instinctively looking for like whatever's on the clipboard that doesn't belong, that they clearly want signed. Like, this is a song and dance that has happened before.
As you look down at the clipboard, the paper they have is blank. Let's just close this door, shall we? And closes the door behind you as you walk in.
Yeah, just sort of, pacing, sort of sword clanking at the hip, Would you say your name was, kid?
Oh, Casanova, but it's not important, really. I have a proposition for you.
Right.
What are you doing tonight at 6:30?
You mean aside from the press circuit and the after party and the...
That's not important, don't worry. So you can be there then?
Not important. You know who sponsors these matches, yeah?
Oh, I'm quite familiar. Listen. let's kind of cut all this dance around. I know that you have to do this, but when you listen to me, I suggest you take my words to heart. You have to be there tonight at 6:30. Hands you a business card. Are you gonna take my word for it? Because you don't have to. I can do some more convincing for sure. Really?
Curious what
No
your
problem.
idea of convincing might be, like flipping the business card.
Listen, I've heard so much about you. Really, I have heard so much. I mean, everybody has, but you know, I guess some of the things I've heard, I'm very in touch with just kind of the people everywhere, underground, above ground, just everywhere. And I've heard, when I call out, a couple of little responses to me, little echoes. I hope you don't let those get the best of you.
6:30.
I think we're on the same page. Gets up, walks off. 6:30 is after all of your official broadcast things, but the fan meet and greet is going to need to get cut off, pushed back. EngineSoft isn't going to like that.
No, they're not, but they're not gonna like the alternative either. So, I guess the Golden Boy's a little sick tonight. Great. This is fine.
Your normal PA pushes in. Hey, man, what are you doing? Broadcast is waiting.
Yeah.
Stalling. They're pushing time.
Sorry, not feeling the best. I'm coming.
We'll stick it out for this, just for however long, and then you can skip the fan greet if you really need to. I don't know. We can work something out. It'll be fine.
Right. Who's first?
And you go to the press conference. It is as mundane as normal.
Oh yeah. Big smiles, lots of camera flashes, even in the net. Can't do without those shutters.
And as all of you go about your lives, whatever that may entail, until 6:30, who do you think arrives the earliest?
I want to say Hyena.
I think that is absolutely fair. Hyena, you see this very modern, minimalist-looking building. It doesn't really stand out from its surroundings here. Almost everything here is a medium-sized place of business. Some of it consumer-facing, some of it just offices. But this, you wouldn't really point this out in a crowd, you don't think. Right above the door, it says in plain but elegant font, Illumina Fine Art Consulting Group. You open the door and walk in, and there is just a receptionist there who looks up at you. Hi, how can I help you?
I'm a little early, but Casanova sends her regards.
Rose will be with you in the back soon.
He walks to the back.
Yeah, the door slides open automatically for you as she presses a button, does something. Before we get to what's back there, we're going to move on to the next person. Or if you guys think you would show up all around 6:30.
Galahad's probably on time. Just based on the threats that were made. Very much in a different aesthetic, very plain clothes. But still, enough of Galahad to be recognizable to this person, if he had to prove it, but hopefully toned down enough that your average person isn't going to clock him without, already knowing that he's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine line.
The receptionist looks at you. Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, I have a 6:30.
6:30. With looks at a computer, clearly with your eyes, not really typing in anything. With Rose?
Casanova.
Casanova, yes, obviously.
Right.
Rose will be with you shortly in the back.
Right.
Opens the door. There's only one door.
I do
All right.
that.
Who's next? You two get there at the same time. I think. if this is what we do, which I love. You two get there at the exact same time and run into each other at the door.
Orca is swiping bits of malicious code off of their coat, and sticks their cane out and does a bow. Greetings.
Oh, excuse me. And the doctor awkwardly, slowly bows back, clearly uncertain. I'm sorry. I just have to step in here pretty quickly, and like tries to bustle away.
She lets them and then follows behind.
Oh, you're coming with me. Okay.
I was told to arrive at this address at 6:30 precisely. I tried to be a little late. I'm trying to learn how to not be on time for things.
Not the best skill to develop as somebody who is late to everything, but I respect it. Uh, has the doctor ever interacted with what Orca is before? This is
what Orca is mysterious to almost everybody.
Okay. And can I tell that this is not like a classic just somebody plugged into the net?
I think with your experience, not only with people, but with their data, a pretty cursory search that you pretty much have automatically doing on everything would pretty readily tell you that Orca is not as other people are.
Okay. I think that the doctor kind of clocks that, nods their head. Well, if you are learning how to do things, I hope that I am not a bad influence, and will walk into the room, let Orca like hold the door open for Orca to follow after.
Your confirmation of tardiness as a specifically human trait has been invaluable to my learning.
Uh-huh. All right. Cool.
The receptionist greets you both. Hi, are you guys here for 6:30 too?
Yes. And I will pull out the business card.
Okay. Yeah. We don't really. Opens the door for you. Doesn't say anything else.
This night just keeps getting stranger, and I will walk into the back.
As you all walk into the back, this is asynchronous. Obviously, some of you are doing this earlier than others. But what you see in the back is an area that does not match the front whatsoever. First of all, it is much larger than the building outside would initially suggest. That is one of the perks to being a digital environment. This room is larger on the inside than it is on the outside. Second of all, it is a state-of-the-art laboratory. Those of you especially in tune with tech will see machines. Some of them, you know what they do. Some of them, you're not sure, but all of them clearly functional, clearly efficient, with people working on them. Pretty focused. Not very many of them pay you any mind at all, as you are led through lights and automated door openings to the room you need to be in. Hyena first, then Galahad, then Orca and the doctor. You all are left alone here in this room for a couple minutes.
So, A doctor, an AI, and an arena fighter all come into a lab mysteriously. What could this be all about?
Galahad just looks so annoyed that he's been clocked for what he is.
Oh, Gally, come on. Smile for us. Smile for the camera.
So you have had some hand in all of us being here, I would guess.
Some hand, some would say hand-picked. Hmm.
Galahad steps up. Like how tall is this hyena man?
Oh man, my eternal
Like
problem with
like
names. I don't.
obscenely tall?
No,
Like,
no. I actually always love playing a short king. So let's go ahead and
love
say
a short king.
he's like 5. He's like an even 5'5".
Okay, all right, cool,
So not
cool.
actually not short relative. But anyway, go ahead. Go on.
Yeah, but so like a head above you,
Hmm.
bulky enough, to be a fighter. Just steps up. Why exactly have you picked us?
Well, you got all the right skills for all the right jobs that I have to deal with Miss Casanova here. I'm assuming Cassie came to all of you.
So you know what this job is? Is it?
Details are sparse, but I got a good idea, and I was given all that I needed to make sure that it goes smoothly. And you see how like looks at the other two because you're a big hulking man. And he looks over to the side. Yeah, the rest of you will do nicely.
As this awkward silence kind of permeates the room, you hear footsteps right outside your door. Somebody bark something at somebody. You can't make it out. This room is pretty well soundproofed, but still. And the door slides open. There, a short woman dressed incredibly plainly, t-shirt and jeans, walks in. All right, what do we got here? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about right. You I've heard about. Points to hyena.
Nice to see you.
Now, if I could get some introductions out of the way. My name is Rosetta Talia. A pleasure. I run this establishment, Illumina Fine Art Consulting. We are passionate about what we do. Who might y'all be? Come on now. Anybody?
I am the doctor, and I am feeling a little overdressed. And the collar disappears. The blazer just becomes, instead of a white blazer, a black blazer. As behind the scenes, somebody is scrolling through whatever clothing they have collected in the net and is like, fuck, what's gonna look well? Trying to piece together. Um, as somebody who is like all into the glamour of Final Fantasy and is constantly trying to figure out how to make my character look, that is absolutely what the doctor is doing. The moth cape stays, but the colors become a little bit darker, a little bit more subdued. That feels a little bit better. But yes, I am the doctor. I
And
am
what is it-
confused.
Before we get to that confusion, what is it that you do? Listen, Casanova, she's got more info on y'all than me. I still need some details of what exactly y'all are bringing.
I work in memories. I can take people's memories and digitize them and put them elsewhere so people don't have to experience them anymore.
Interesting.
It's a very fine-tuned skill.
Hell of a way to solve some problems, though.
Certainly. And my skills have been used for that, amongst other things. But I consider myself a little bit of an inventor as well.
We'll see where that comes into play then, won't we? Doctor, it is a pleasure to meet you. And since
You as well.
y'all are so hesitant, I'm gonna pick the next person. You, points to Orca.
Orca will do their bow again. orcaOS, at your service.
Oh, you're one of the computer people, huh?
One of?
You know, clearly just trying to take back what she said there. So what is it that you do?
I hunt and kill malicious code.
Is that it?
I also hunt and dispose of anyone who sends malicious code.
So you're gonna be kinda just the ass kicking machine, huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to say machine. You're gonna be the person that kicks asses. I would have called anybody an ass kicking machine. I did not presuppose that upon you because you are virtual in nature.
I would not pick me as the first person to resort to violence in this group.
All right. Well, let's get on to somebody who might be. You with the sour face.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that's why I was here. Sorry, Galahad, and just extends the hand to shake very, I don't know, as casually as you can. I don't know. I imagined I was here to do the ass kicking, although it didn't seem like this was something anybody wanted eyes on, so I don't exactly know why I would be the pick.
Yeah, that is a bit. I know. I know. I recognize you.
Yeah, is this like some, publicity stunt for some new loot drop? Like, what exactly is the vibe
we
here?
have done something incredibly wrong. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe.
Sorry, I don't mean to gloss over you, Hyena, just because I'm familiar with what you do. But might you introduce yourself to the group?
Oh, well, simply put, I'm a data broker of sorts. I buy and I sell and I trade all kinds of data. I'm in the know to know what needs to be known, and I know about all of you, so that's why I'm here.
I've heard that if you can bear the puns, that it is invaluable to have him on a team. And that. Anyways, about what it is we're doing here. Why don't you follow me here? And takes you out of the room back into what looks like an offshoot of the laboratory. This one with very few people in it, none within earshot of you. They're separated by glass panes and panels. All right, before I can tell you anything, hands all of you papers. Need some signatures, folks.
I'm sorry. What exactly are you asking us to sign?
This is a non-disclosure agreement. If any word gets out about what it is that I'm about to tell you, if you get cold feet, because I've been told that it may be a possibility, I have been reassured that it will not happen. But still, when you're in a business like this, you gotta plan for things going wrong.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've got a slew of lawyers who need to look over anything I sign, not by my choice.
Well, those lawyers ain't here right now, are they?
Any contract I sign is not legally binding.
That's probably true.
Is that true?
My terms of service forbids me from signing legal documentation as a person.
I guess I kind of...
Yeah, I'll have what she's having.
Can I? Takes your contract away, Orca. All right, you're in. Points to Orca.
I'm in.
The rest of y'all, I really just insist.
When Rosetta said non-disclosure, the doctor was already signing. Was just like, fuck yeah, secret shit. Hands the contract
that
back.
makes her so happy. That's what I'm talking about.
You
You?
saw.
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say before you even like noticed the signature, like you did before you took it. He actually like signed it like digitally already, and like, you already got me, baby.
What? Oh my! How'd you do that?
I'm just that talented.
You gotta keep an eye on you. Anyways, the last holdout.
Yeah.
gotta
He's
do
just like he's reading through it, like he's genuinely reading through this whole thing, but like flipping through it very, very quickly.
Standard
And-
boilerplate. There's nothing in there that's gonna trap you.
Yeah, likely. Yeah, I eventually sign it, but with the big theatrical like autograph signature. Like, this is not what he signs his credit card with, right?
Man. Now I can sell this. No,
Mhm.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
lawyers will have a field day with you.
Yeah, I'll avoid that actually. How about that?
Yeah, probably for the best.
All right. Let's get into it, folks. See this? Points to a screen with Enginesoft Tower newly appeared on it. The largest tower in Sekpar City, and that is saying something. Hundreds of floors. This right here? We're cracking it. We're going in. And that is where we're going to take our break, everybody.
Oh my god.
Thank you
my
for joining me on this journey, all four of you. We will be back with more, where you guys actually get to find out what it is you'll be doing.
Yeah.
Delightful.
Ah.
All right. See you in about 10 minutes, everybody.
10 minutes. That'll be
Don't
it.
touch that dial now.
We coping?
Welcome back. Hello, friends. We are back from our goofy little break. I hope everyone
It
had a
was
chance
goofy.
to stretch their legs, get some nice bevies in hand, and prepare for the information that is about to be divulged upon us by our good GM Harp.
Is that my cue?
Yeah, it's your cue. Yeah.
Oh, nice. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning back into the game I run in the Cypher system for these players that are not being threatened. first and foremost. As Rose has given you this objective that you are breaking in to Enginesoft Tower, which you would all know is probably the most heavily guarded place in the entire net. You all just kind of sit there, take a second to take in this information before anybody says anything, which would be Rose saying, "It's a lot, but we got a plan. There are significant holes, significant flaws in their security that we will be able to exploit. It is not without risk. I want to make that clear. That's probably the main cold feet point. But the risk, if this doesn't happen, is high for all of you still."
Right, and what exactly is this? Because the
All
way
right.
I see it, the risk is on your. I'm sorry, you want. I'm not sure that you want me on this team.
I'm actually pretty sure. All right. Sorry. Let's run y'all through this plan.
All right.
First 4 floors of Enginesoft Tower are consumer. It is a big shopping mall, right? For various net products, arena products, etc. This we will have no problem getting into. It is also our endpoint for the rest of the building. There's nothing we necessarily need on these 4 floors aside from a way to get to the floors above them. This might mean a key card. This might mean an entry point through a digital wall, through an unsecured entrance. Pretty standard stuff here. Above that is 9 floors of storage. All storage for products they might use in the mall below it. All products, I guess not products, but materials, things they might need for the work they do above. This is where our first payload's at. We need 3 items from here. Why we need these 3, I'll get to later. I'm not going to bombard you with every single detail of every single thing we need right now, because we can be in your ear while you're in there. It's not a problem. We can keep you updated. I'm just giving you a high-level overview right now. We get these 3 things, we can build an anchor. For this anchor, we need one last piece of data to activate it, and that is going to be found points a little bit higher in the tower. In the offices. In the offices of people, we need a computer signature. And why we have gathered all of this is so that we can take an anchor and take it up to the executive offices. See, Enginesoft Tower, every single night during lockdown, scans for items that did not originate in Enginesoft Tower and eliminates them. So, can't really make an anchor out of our own materials and bring it in. But we need access to points to the higher portion of the floors. This area, and we need access to it while nobody's there. That means nighttime. That means while it is in lockdown. If we build this anchor out of everything we have gathered within Enginesoft Tower, we've got an entrance point. The anchor we can beam you all up to and finish the rest of the mission. The rest of that mission being points to the very, very top floor. The server room. Almost all of EngineSoft's most secure, most private, most precious data is hidden on private servers. The access point to all of these being the most secure point in the tower. If we can get there, we can go into this one specific server that I know exists. And we can take the most dangerous thing facing the net. How does that sound to y'all? No applause? Really?
It sounds a little impossible. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I'm excited for it, but it is a little bit nuts.
I was thinking you might say it's a tall task. It's a building joke. Sorry.
I get it. It's just not that funny.
Anyways.
And for the moment, Hyena is just like stone cold.
Listen. I was thinking you might say it's impossible. Was thinking all this. But we got y'all here for a reason. We've got people that can hack into insecure data, insecure walls. We've got people that can make people not know they're there. We've got people that can quickly gather data at a glance, and most importantly, we've got somebody that would be trusted into the executive offices of EngineSoft.
There it is.
I don't think it's impossible at all.
No, a better term would have been improbable.
Probable, maybe. But before y'all get cold feet, allow me to show you my resume. And on this screen that was previously just displaying EngineSoft Tower, there is a backlog of things that are kind of moving too fast for you to read and take in. But things taken from Hyunicore, EngineSoft, Lightspeed Rails, Bloodsong Entertainment. Almost every giant corporation, at least something of some value, has been taken. And even more maybe interesting to some of you is the data that they have on people, on higher-ups, data that was not easy to find. Listen, this ain't my first rodeo. And I've become pretty good at risk-reward analysis. And let me tell you, the reward here is pretty big. I'll pay you whatever you want to be paid. I have unlimited money, essentially. I have enough money to pay you whatever you want to be paid, is I guess what I'm saying. The risk if we don't do this is the deaths of hundreds, thousands, millions? A lot. Now, I can actually feel that next question coming on. How is us stealing something going to save all these lives? The thing we are stealing is, I can say with 90, I'm not a math person, but 90-some% confidence, the thing that is bringing back Andromeda's gaze Andromeda's gaze, you would all know, was the thing plaguing the net before Project Reach came into existence. When people used to come onto the net, they would randomly get deleted. Randomly, their data would not be there, and their body would be ejected without any function, eternally comatose. This was the main inhibitor to the net becoming mainstream, and when it was solved by Hyuna Core, the net exploded. Recently, there have been a couple of cases reported, but none have made huge news, but everybody that's in the know knows. Listen. Andromeda's gaze is not going to be back in the way we knew it. It's going to be back in a different way. A way that's more dangerous, more targeted, and less predictable than before. You four and everybody behind you supporting you here has the power to change that. And also, if that's not your thing, if you're not a saving tons of lives kind of person, a lot of money.
I do like money.
I was kind of thinking about you when I said that. Can I be real with you?
You can be as real as you want, honey.
Listen, I say it how it is. I say it how it is, folks.
Man, I'm in. I just don't know where we're beginning.
Looks to the other three.
Truly unlimited funds?
Let me tell you a little story. When I got here, this building didn't exist. These people maybe working a job at a different one. This business, Illumina Consulting Group, does not have any source of revenue. This does not bring in any money. Everything this building, these people, everything they do comes out of my pocket. So you best believe those pockets are deep.
I'm in.
My primary directive is the aid and protection of the little guy. Whether that be against malicious code or a life-ending device.
Sounds like you're into me. And the last holdout.
What skin do you and Casanova have in this game?
What skin? Well, my skin in the game is that, on a more altruistic level, I don't want to see hundreds of thousands of people die. On a more selfish level, I don't want to see me die. And on a, I don't know what kind of level this is, but we're the only people that know about it. So if
Why not
we don't
just
do
tell
anything,
everybody?
it's not that simple. I think you would know out of anybody that it's not as simple as telling people something and not being a problem.
Casanova seems to have a pretty personal stake in this. Why aren't they here?
Oh, she actually, where the hell is she? She should be here by now. Actually, god damn it. Sends a message on a small transmitter device that she had on her arm. Let me reassure you. Every single person that we can have helping on this, that we can trust, will be helping on this. And I'm sure you know, because you all are here, that I don't surround myself by people that do a bad job.
you and Casanova are the only ones who know this.
So I said we are the only people who know this. I'm more mean the team. So it kind of
That's okay.
Okay.
How did you find out about this?
Nova and I got a long history. Ooh, that's you like the hard hitting questions, don't you? Goddamn. Let's just say we have run in many circles, and some of those circles that you run in, you get kicked out of them because you find out too much. That's I'll let you kind of infer from that what you're gonna infer.
Harp, is
Yeah.
there anything that I know about Roz?
Yes.
Rose.
Why don't we make our first official roll of the game?
Oh my gosh. Rolling
So, for
dice.
those of you that aren't too familiar with the Cypher system, the Cypher system is a D20 based system that relies heavily on difficulty levels. How difficulty levels work is that everything in the game has a difficulty task that you can have 1 through 10. And to beat that difficulty level, you got to roll at least that number times 3. So if I have a difficulty level 3 thing, which is about a 50-50 chance, you'd need a 9 or higher. So, with that being said, Hyena, this is a difficulty level 5 task. If Hyena has skills relating to this, Hyena could lower this difficulty level or could expend effort from his intellect pool to lower this.
I don't know if anything directly. I'll run it by you because you're the
absolutely.
GM storyteller. Yep. Hold on, I gotta navigate a book. I have an ability.
No worries.
Called Decipher.
Decipher.
I mean, it sounds right, but it's yes. I'm stretching things here.
Okay. Okay.
It says if you expend 1 minute examining a piece of writing or code in a language you do not understand, you may make an intellect roll of difficulty 3 to get the gist of the message. Actually, you know what? I feel like that's not directly related to this.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of like a translation thing.
Yeah. Or reading code in this case, right? It's all digital.
Yeah, but that being said, you can still exert effort if you would like to lower this at all.
Yeah, I want to exert effort. Of course I do. I want to do things.
All right, how many levels of it are you doing?
I pulled
another
pool,
explanation.
Right?
Oh, sorry, what's up?
I pull that resource from my pool, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For levels of effort, it is 3 points from a pool to lower it by 1, and every subsequent point after that costs 2 points. So if you want to lower it by 2, it'd be 5. If you want to lower it by 3, it'd be 7, so on and so forth.
I don't know how. Never played this system, so I don't know how bad this is. Yeah, we're learning together. I'll lower it by 1, so I'll spend 3 of my 10 points.
Yep.
Pools are also where your hit points come from, if I recall correctly, which is good to keep in mind.
There are no hit points in the system. Instead, you get hit from your pools.
Oh yeah, I'm spending health in terms of intelligence. That doesn't seem right. Okay, so now I've lowered it to what now?
4, so you need a 12 or a higher.
12 or higher. Hello, D20. Don't steer me wrong. I lost that dice. Hold on.
You're good.
I have a big old bucket of dice here. Well, that's only a 9, so not enough.
So what I'll give you on a failure is that this name she has given you, Rosetta Talia, is on records as the owner of Illumina Consulting Group and CEO of Illumina Consulting Group. After that, you really can't find any records on her. This is pretty clearly not her actual identity, which makes things a lot harder.
Do I know of anything about Illumina?
Illumina Consulting Group, all you would know is that her claims are true, that this company has no source of revenue, no operating like there's no monetary benefit to this organization operating at least above ground.
So should I be incredibly surprised by all the resources that they're kind of throwing out with this like lab and information that they're claiming, or is this more of
Yeah.
like, should I be like,
sorry.
oh man, they don't know what they're talking about?
So this is more of a thing where you knew it didn't have funds. There's a lot of like, I want to say like Silicon Valley-esque like venture capital things where it's like these companies don't actually do anything for the first X years, so that in itself wouldn't be that interesting. But when Rose says that she is funding all of this out of her pocket, things take a little bit of a different tone, and you are, oh wow, okay, so this will never make any money, and this is just a person paying for all of this.
Yeah.
And that is surprising.
Okay, now knowing all that information,
Mhm.
I'll say like during all this exchange, Hyena like has it's that the for those watching, I remember Hyena doesn't really show emotions, just laughter. So like it just kind of looked like glazed eyes were looking, but reality behind the mask, the person who is Hyena, was doing this like looking up records, looking up information, and finally he just kind of stops laughing and goes, "Okay, I don't know what's going on anymore. This is all crazy. Okay,
Okay, no cold feet.
yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. No cold feet here. Just not sure how this is all gonna work, but I'm interested to find out."
All right, any last hesitations from any of y'all? Okay, let's dig into it. You guys want to meet the team?
They're going to be keeping us alive. That'd be great.
All right. It slides open the doors next to you, the workers who are sparsely inhabiting the space. Clearly hard at work on something. All kind of turn to you. One voice says, "Is this them?" Casanova introduces you to Morgan. This is Morgan. She's gonna be your tech whiz throughout all this. How about that? I mean, she knows her way around a computer. I don't really know anything she does beyond that. It is completely beyond me. And Morgan does like a polite smile, but one that behind it is like a little condescending. Hi. I'm looking forward to all this.
There's like half a smile at the fact that there's somebody here called Morgan, and I know what my screen name is. I feel the bit compounding. Just sort of like the acknowledged. we are both Arthurian nerds. Game recognized game.
Yeah, I've actually it's really nice to meet you all. I have heard a lot about all of you, some more than others. Looks at you, Galahad. But let me know if you need anything. I'll be back here. All right, bye. And walks off. You can see she's working on a giant screen with like 15 different windows open. She's working on all of them at the same time. All right, come down here, deadbeat. As a man in a trench coat, a distinctly noir style vibe to him, walks over. Hey, how can I do, y'all? It's a pleasure. I'm not really one for small talk, but I'll be doing all the cover-ups, all that. I'm a reporter, so if any of y'all get up to anything that people might be paying attention to, I can either run a distraction or kind of make sure that people don't see it so much, you know. And I'm actually gonna be in there with you, not like doing the things that you, but I'm gonna be on the like the first floor, like the mall. You know, so I'll be there with y'all.
You and I are going to be good friends if you are here to make sure we don't get caught.
That is, hey, that is my number one job. And actually, like all my jobs right now. Just
Excellent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you know? Anyways,
Good luck.
I gotta be doing shit, you know? And walks away. All right, where the hell is, as Casanova, like, bursts through the door. What y'all need me for? Oh, you all showed up. What a nice surprise. Rose, I'm kind of in the middle of, and Rose, just says, you've all been acquainted with, Nova. She's kind of, I don't know, she does a lot. I don't know how else to introduce that, but she can, she's kind of your go-to, I guess. What do you want to do, Nova? Nova says, I want to go back to fucking eating. Can I? Hi, it's so good to formally meet y'all now that you know what I've brought you all here for. Anybody have anything?
So can I call you Nova? She called you Nova.
Yeah, you can call me Nova.
Okay, Cassie is a no, Nova is okay. Good to know.
Yes, it's a relief to us all.
Whatever you say, boss.
Looks at Rose with just like this glare. I am going to be deeply involved in this mission, I promise. Right now, I'm having me time. And walks out if nobody else has anything to say to her. The last person you are introduced to is a young man with one eye discolored from the other, bright orange. Much friendlier than the rest of them. Just right up to you. It looked like he was finishing something before. Hi, Ember. I am your point of contact. I'm gonna be in your heads. Not like I won't be able to like read your minds or anything, but when I talk, it'll be audible to all of you, and only you. It'll be inside your head, so we can all communicate with each other without needing to worry. And we have ways to do that without interference. It's so cool. Like, actually, the tech here is great, genuinely.
Is this like a group chat situation? Are we able to like one-on-one?
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I can get working on that like right away. Really.
Just, it doesn't have to be a group chat situation. It's ideal if it was not.
Okay.
Oh, what, you don't want me in your head?
Specifically, I do not want you in my head, Hyena.
Listen, we're all gonna have to like do things for the mission. And part of that might be hearing each other in our heads for a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I am already having a great time with you guys, and I think that this mission is gonna be like easy. Can I be real? All right, you guys aren't with me. I can tell. I can just kind of sense the vibes. That's fine.
Your enthusiasm is not statistically sound.
Okay.
I like
Your
How about I show you
enthusiasm
guys-
has probably had several days to marinate on this.
Yeah. That's, yeah. I mean, no worries. It's that. Sorry, that wasn't meant to like shame you guys for not being amped for this. But you want me to show you guys the gadgets?
I like toys.
We've been making gadgets for like years, actually. Genuinely. Hey, Rose, and Rose seems fine with him taking you guys. So, I used to work for Hyunicore, actually, but this is a lot cooler. This is a lot better, I think, to do. I was kind of researching like viruses and all that before, and just kind of talks your ear off as you walk to this room that's even further back than you were before. And as he slides open this door, it is floor to ceiling, maybe 2 or 3 stories high, of shelves with things. So, this is the gadgets room. That's what we call it. It's like its official name is something else, but we call it the gadgets room. All of this is like super powerful, like kind of volatile stuff. So I wouldn't take like you can't take all of it. You can probably take like 1 each. And you guys are all going to get another cipher as you pick through this stuff. For those of you that don't know anything about the cipher system, it is named after its ciphers, which are special one-time use items that let the characters do something special. So they can be as simple as a stat increase, or it can be as cool as a like a spike that can't be moved by any means, not even gravity. The limits are really, really genuinely kind of endless, and I think it's what makes the system really special. As you guys take a look at the cipher list, let me know which ones y'all pick out. I think some of you guys have already chosen some. So
This is in addition to the one that we started with.
yes, you had one on your person, and now they are giving you one.
I am rolling for mine because
Wonderful.
the doctor absolutely just grabbed for something shiny that looked like it had a big red button.
As we are doing that, I want to take a quick minute to explain some of the systems here. The ciphers, the kind of drawback to them is that they are one-time use items, but you can only hold so many. And these characters will be getting ciphers constantly, frequently. I'm going to be supplying them with a lot, which encourages them to use these things in novel, new ways that are adaptable to every current, problem. It's what makes I know I said it's what makes this game special, but I think is what provides this game with so much variety specifically. And as we look, I'm going to explain something else if nobody has a cipher yet.
I've got my cipher if you would like.
Yes, please.
I also have already as we're explaining the sort of the one-time usage of the ciphers, and I think as this guy's chattering our ears off, Galahad is sort of scrolling through this like HUD that nobody can see and going through what they have already used their cipher on. But I didn't want to interrupt in the moment; it was going so well. Because when Rose is explaining all of the things that she has stolen from all of these various places, all the things that this task force has gone through, Galahad activated a perfect memory chip to record 30 seconds of data and to keep it forever. And just to have it, just to go back and to review it. So I think he's scrolling through very casually, in a HUD that only he can see. It's kind of reviewing what actually her deal is.
Yeah, so as you scroll through this data, there are things from Hyunicore that are not only like confidential, not like harmful per se, but definitely kind of pushing the bounds of research ethics.
Oh, for sure.
As in experiments on programs that they designed to be a little too human, perhaps some might think, that was canceled before word got out.
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of things that are like kind of in line with that. As far as engine soft goes, um, you see that one of the big heists was a map of the server room,
Hmm.
which is probably going to, you assume, inform what you all do, but it shows that something like this has absolutely been done before. We can dive more into the specifics of this later
Oh,
if
yeah.
you are going through more, but as you're kind of getting talked to, being truly kind of bombarded with visual and auditory stimuli, you can only go so far into this.
Yeah, for sure. Just good to know. I think Galahad looks for something very similar. And if we don't mind, I'm gonna grab Infiltrator.
Can you tell everybody what Infiltrator does?
As per the book, it is a tiny capsule. So I imagine just a little guy, a little critter, perhaps. Remember those? What are those? The little robot bugs that everybody had in like the aughts that just scurry around, probably about like that sort of situation. And it moves fast and it scans things and it maps out areas. And there's metrics for all of that. But it just scurries around and records information. Um, Seems to be a theme here. Don't worry about it.
Very, very useful for the things coming up. Absolutely. Does anybody else have a cipher that caught their eye?
Orca will scan, like, just literally in 2 seconds, scan the walls and then go to um, a small spherical device that you can divide in two. They're taking a machine controller.
A machine controller. Can you tell us what that does?
Yes, the machine controller is a device that splits into two pieces. You affix one to the device and the other to the character. Um, Orca can then use this to control the device at long range, bidding it to do anything it could normally do, such as activating or deactivating a device, piloting a vehicle, as long as any action is performed within 10 minutes of activation.
I think for a world as wrought with machinery, with programs as this, gonna be useful in a tower. Logan, Kian, either you guys got one?
Okay. Simple is as simple does. I have a force field. So for the next 24 hours, I'm surrounded by a powerful force field granting +2 to my armor. So I just don't want to be hit. I'm just a silly hyena man who laughs a lot. Being punched is not his priority. Or
Are
shot
you
at.
afraid that any of us are gonna be punching you for your actions, for your comments?
No, I think it's very like you see it like go up to the wall, and I'm kind of picturing the force field is like a generator that's as small as like a wristwatch, very James Bond situation. Um, and he like puts it on, and he's like, "I do not like my pretty face getting hurt, so I'm taking this."
Ember looks over. Hey, that is actually the first thing Morgan designed when she was here. So I'm sure she'd be thrilled that you see that. Actually, she might not be. She doesn't really get excited about a lot, but
Morgan.
as you kind of exit the room to look for her, the doctor is the only person who hasn't picked out anything yet.
I'm taking the thing you made. It looks cool.
I have just blindly grabbed something off of the wall. I am taking remote viewer. So for 1 hour, I can drop something, and then regardless of the distance between me and it, I can see everything in its vicinity, which is very useful considering the doctor is not thinking ahead. So I'm excited about it.
That Ember kind of looks at that. That's so smart. Damn. That is a good choice. I was thinking like maybe we should give you things, but I figured it'd be better to let you guys choose, and I didn't even consider that. That is, wow. Yeah. No. She picked you well, really.
Yeah, this is and like spins it around, kind of holds it upside down. This is exactly what I think will be most helpful for us. Puts it in his pocket.
Well, I think that's that's the gadgets room. That little tour. I actually have to do something real quick. You guys remember the way to the back room, right?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. It is truly a maze to get back there.
Excellent.
But you guys find your way without too much problem.
The first door that I see, I'm gonna try to open.
Okay. Is it just a thing of if it's open, you're going to open it, if it's locked, you're not? Or are you going to try to give it a little bit of oomph?
Nah, I'm not trying very hard. I'm just looking for an open door.
Okay. I think you try a couple, and then you find an open door. It is an empty room, but it has a ton of documents kind of just left there.
Anything that catches, like, are these out? Are they on a table or?
They're they're like throughout a table and also just kind of stacked in the corner of a room. It looks like people were really trying to either organize things, go through things, make something. It's hard to tell what they're about at a glance, but if you take a little bit more time, you could tell what they're about.
I'm just gonna sweep a handful, fold them up, put them in my jacket pocket, and walk out.
All right. You have documents that are unknown to you.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
so excited.
The rest of you, I feel like maybe it's a kind of deal where after you pick yours, you make your way back to the room. Is there anything the rest of you are doing on your walk back?
I think Orca's humming to herself. Swinging the cane.
Nice. Galahad, is there anything are you going to make a break for it?
No, the temptation is mounting, to say the least, but no, Galahad does as he's told. But in a similar fashion to the walk there, on the walk back is probably on that, like, sort of, the HUD that we all kind of have on our inside of our eyes. Trying to pull up information on this team, on Rosetta, on this company. Kind of have already a beat on Casanova, unfortunately, but the other fools are new to me, and I don't like that.
Yeah, so a lot of this team has kind of explicitly scrubbed a lot of their data off of publicly available things. But you do get the feeling that if you were perhaps in the vicinity of somebody well versed in dealing with data and the buying and selling of it, that you could perhaps dig up some information on these people with success.
As in, like, steal it from him? Or am I going to have to use my grown-up words and ask for help?
That's up to you guys.
I mean, I know who I am. I'm going to try to hack into Hyena's sort of account and see what dirt he's got on these fools.
I'm going to say that this is a very difficult check to
That's
make.
fair.
Seeing as he does this for a living. I am going to put this at a difficulty rating of 6.
Okay.
Or actually, I think it's a 7. Looking at the guidelines, I think that this is a 7, which means you need to roll a 21.
So I need to knock that down, or it's impossible.
Yes.
For those at home. Let me see. So I can use skills and effort for this.
Yes.
Well, see, because I do have skills in both finding things and hacking.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Is that... There are limits to how many things you can use, right?
What do you mean by that?
Like, are there a limit to how many skills you can apply to a thing?
I don't think so.
Some skills say it's like an action, so I assume you can't do 2 actions at once.
Yes, that would be.
That's
the
fair.
big thing.
That's fair. I don't think these are like special abilities or anything. They just are skills that I have.
If they're just
that I, like,
passive
am
skills, then
trained
I think
in.
you could.
Yeah,
Um,
I think they're.
I think you could do that, or I think you might apply the highest. I think that's what it is.
I think they're all trained.
Gotcha.
Ye.
I think you'd be able to knock it down by 1 using those skills.
Okay, so I can do that, and then probably expend an effort to knock it down a bit more, because I don't know that I can make a 6, but I might be able to make a 5. So that's 3, and I'm assuming this is going to be an intellect roll. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. For sure. Yeah, I mean we can make an attempt. Let's see. Well, that's the floor. So probably not. And that's a 4, so absolutely not.
As you kind of try to reach into Hyena's code, Hyena's drives, you realize that not only is this way too encrypted for you, there's way too much of it. You actually don't know how this person stores this much data on his person at this time. On Hyena, you feel a kind of tug that you have felt a lot before running in the circles you do.
I would say, like, I am so used to it where some people might be like, oh, what's going on? Why am I being like, I actually can like pinpoint it. And I turn over to Galahad and I just do like a Vig 1 eye grin, like wink, like, hi. And just keep walking. Don't stop. Just the wink and I will keep walking.
Oh yeah, no, Galahad gives you like that like bro nod of like, yeah, like game recognized game, like, okay, all right, damn. Like that was wholly unexpected. Expected him to be good, did not expect him to be that good. Huh. I guess we keep walking then.
Yeah. As you all kind of filter your way back into this room, Rose is not there waiting for you. She's instead talking to Morrigan about something, about a program. You can't really overhear which, and you four are briefly left alone.
You're the 3 most interesting people I have ever had the pleasure of meeting.
That's maybe an understatement. You're pretty interesting too, Orca.
I'm simply following protocol.
Yeah, protocol. Who set that protocol, by the way?
I don't know.
Well, that's mysterious and slightly disappointing. We'll have to figure that out.
I'm sorry, are you just like data? You don't exist outside of here?
If you are asking if I have a physical body, the answer to that would be no.
Huh. And did you just wake up one day existing?
Don't be silly. Constructs like me have to be made.
Yeah. And you can probably tell, well, I don't know if Orca picks up on it, but the doctor, this is like a, like almost clinical interest. It is unsettling at bare minimum. And just kind of, this is fascinating. Huh. Well, lovely to meet all of you. I suppose we should, at the very least, become friends in case we end up dying or worse in this little adventure that we're supposed to be having.
Friendship is a human thing, yes?
Yeah.
Delightful.
This is both incredibly fascinating, but also a little disturbing.
I apologize. Would it be more comforting to take on a more human appearance?
Oh,
It
no,
is
you're
my
fine.
understanding that human expression in the net is inhuman in nature.
Depends who you ask. It's all personal preference at some point. Yeah. Sort of eyes at Hyena.
I've got a height ahead. Like, come on, I don't care.
Yeah.
You're perfectly fine, kid.
All right. What are we up to? What we do? Ember took y'all
That's-
back to the gadget room, I guess, as he so affectionately calls it.
Yeah, I think that's a question for you. Are we doing this tonight? Are we free to go? What's
Well, not really. Listen, this isn't a thing that has to be done tonight. It is a thing that has to be done tomorrow at the latest. So, what I suggest y'all do, hunker down here. We got 10 bedrooms here. More than enough for y'all. Only 3 of them are being used right now. Hunker down here for the night. We get going tomorrow. I'm not saying, I mean, it's only looks at watch. 7:30. We've got a lot of talking ahead of us, but I think this should be the plan. And when I say that, I hope you know I'm insisting that this is the plan.
Point of order. If we decide to take this task on tomorrow, would I be free to leave?
Tonight?
Yes, I have an appointment at 9.
What's your appointment?
I have an appointment at 9.
You can miss it.
That kind of sounds like we're stuck here, doesn't it?
Yeah, I can postpone one after party. But the folks I have to answer to for that are gonna start having questions. Questions that I don't think y'all want to have answered.
I guess we better make it quick. Right? Tomorrow? You miss tonight? Tomorrow's quick. You miss a day of fights. Nothing after.
Time is money, Rose. I don't know if I can miss even one day. Listen,
If time is money, then I've got enough to pay you for the rest of your lifetime. Let's be real.
golden ticket and all that. Okay.
I know what I'm about.
Do you
Listen,
think you've got enough time to keep Hyena Corp off both of our backs? I'd be impressed.
listen. It's not Hyunicore I'm worried about, really. I think I talked to Andre. I think I talked to Hyunicore long enough. I can convince them of the virtuosity of my endeavors. Engine's also what I'm worried about. Their tower, all that. No, it is a lot. Listen, I'm gonna agree with you. That's why we gotta spend all night preparing. We need you here. We need to get our equipment set up to all y'all's wavelengths. We need to do a lot of preparation. We are going tomorrow.
Can we explore while we're here?
Explore the facility?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. What is mine is yours. Asterisk. But you know, really, I want you to genuinely feel at home here. And if this goes well, I would love to keep working with y'all. Genuinely. Y'all have been picked Better hiring process than the one we've got currently, I'll say that much. I don't think anybody else could do it. I'm being real on that. I think you can do it.
Doesn't sound like we have much else choice.
Sure doesn't.
Well, I'll go to my room if you don't mind. The rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early.
Hey,
Sounds like it.
pleasure as always. As you make your way on up to your room, the door is open for you automatically. It's a nice room. It's not anything but, you know, low mid-level hotel maybe quality of room. It's got everything you need for the night. You've certainly stayed in worse places. All right, you three, you can explore, do whatever. You can pack up for the night. I don't care, genuinely, what you do until then, as long as you are in here so we can collect some signatures on you.
That was going to be my next question above the table. What happens if we log out?
Let's not log out for the night. Listen, we've got everything you need here, genuinely. Food, water, places. We got a gym, most of all. We got good company. Looks back at Morrigan, who is not acknowledging her at all, despite being about 5 feet away. So, make yourself at home. I mean it. Really. Listen, I know you were maybe curious about Nova, how she did that. She said that wasn't exactly a pleasant conversation you two had. I think y'all can hash it out if you want to. Really.
Yeah, where's her room at?
She's probably not gonna be in her room for a while. She don't go to sleep till much later. But if I had to guess, she's probably in a cup of ramen in a meeting room. It's kind of what she does to decompress. You can go find her if you want. I don't have a leash on her or nothing, you know.
Fighting the
You
urge
too.
to make a comment? Yep.
You
Galahad is off.
Gotcha. Looks at Orca and the doctor. I feel like I haven't had to twist y'all's arms all that much aside from some convincing.
Look, I spend most of my days listening to people cry about things that they want to let go of. This is far more interesting. And I don't know. A little bit of a adrenaline rush, which I am always looking for. So
I think we might see eye to eye on a lot of things.
well, it's nice to hear.
You know where to find me if you ever are looking for employment opportunities. I
Noted.
didn't believe your skills at first, but you know, data's pretty undeniable, I guess.
Yeah, well, it took a lot of fine-tuning to do. But I have some exploring that I want to get to.
Be my guest. Orca?
I have never had a home. I don't need to eat or sleep. And I can't log out.
Okay.
If you have any activities that I could be of assistance for, I would happily like to accomplish some tasks, being as I will not be making my 9 o'clock appointment.
You know your way around programs, code?
I know my way around programs, codes, machines, and most things relating to the net.
Looks over about, 7 feet away from her, maybe. Morgan's not gonna like you being around at first, but I think she'll warm up pretty quick.
Your temperature will rise.
Oh, okay. You should talk to her.
Okay.
As you all do your separate things, we are going to start with Hyena. You get packed up in your room for the night. Everything is pretty much exactly as advertised, but with your skills, with your kind of passive awareness of all things happening digitally around you, you can't shake the feeling that you've had so many times before that you are being watched.
Absolutely. I think he gets settled into the room, pulls out a digital cup of top ramen, you know, getting his daily dose of vitamin salt, and living that best life. I think as he's settling, what he's really doing is he's met all these new people, and because he couldn't get much on Rose, he's very interested in everyone else. He has some data on Casanova because he's worked with her before, but it's not too pertinent. So you said I have the feeling I'm being watched.
Mm-hmm.
Can I kind of do a scan of the room to see like who's? It's not like the same poll that I got from Galahad, where it feels like someone's trying to get into me. Someone's just feels like someone's watching me.
Yeah, or at least scanning. There's a different kind of feeling between something like reaching deep into your files and something just kind of observing you as you are. It's definitely the latter here. Yeah, I don't think this is that difficult of a check. I'm going to put this at difficulty level 2.
Okay, I'm just going to do like a bounce back where I'm like, okay, you're looking at me, I'm going to look at you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you said that's difficulty 2, so I got to beat a 6. Yep. Got a 9.
Nice. Okay. So as you kind of take note of your surroundings, you pull out all your tech that you use for gathering data and things. And since it's kind of an internal network, since it's not really towards anybody outside of, Illumina Consulting Group, it's not secured very well. And you can pretty much look back through anything. You can see it's essentially CCTV cameras of everywhere that exists within here. Includes the other empty rooms. Includes a filled room where you see Deadbeat just kind of hanging out, writing something. But more interesting, a little bit more, is the laboratories. You see a plethora of people doing so many experiments. You see Casanova sitting, eating a cup of ramen in an empty meeting room. You see the doctor exploring. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
I guess yes. As I go through my data and on the people I brought to the team, there is someone that like really fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm checking in on Galahad.
Okay. You see Galahad making his way over to the meeting room area that you guys all met in. And on this walk, something really nice about these cameras is they're not just capturing visual things, they're capturing data. So everything that you use, that you could use just from the angle, if you were physically there at the camera, you can do there.
Oh, nice.
Now, you might know Galahad's data is well encrypted.
Mm-hmm.
You've ran into this issue before. I think difficulty 6.
Okay.
You're gonna have to beat an 18.
I'll spend some points to lower it. I need to know this data. Intellect, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I'll just do three more points to get it down to
Okay.
4. So now I'm at. What's my challenge? This is a confusing thing, right, to me. There's like one number then another. What am I at now?
So it was a 6 before. It's a 5 now. You're
15.
gonna have to beat a 15. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I want to. Galahad tried to look at me, couldn't find anything. I'm gonna do a quick, just try it back. Oh my gosh! Haha, 15.
So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you everything about
Mhm.
Galahad, obviously, but you do have a bit of a breakthrough that I might DM you, Logan.
Feel free.
Yes.
Secret. I got a secret.
As I type out this message to Logan, I think this is a pretty natural point to move to Galahad.
Oh joy.
As you feel this tug that you're not sure of. You felt this tug before, but not in this way. Maybe it's just the environment. You're not sure.
I mean, we were pretty explicitly told that they were, what was it, gathering signatures while we were here, and that's why we can't log out. So I think there is an attempt to brush it off, but I don't know. I think they're less concerned because they don't realize that it's not Casanova or not, this place that's doing it. But yeah, I'm gonna go bother Nova.
One sec.
Don't worry, I use my powers for good.
Yeah, I'm totally sure of it. I'm entirely convinced. I mean, like I said, I'm a public figure. All of my information is available on Wikipedia.
Future Wikipedia is still asking for like $10.
Listen, it's hard work, but somebody's got to do it,
I have sent Logan, I have sent Hyena a DM regarding some things. Not divulging everything there is, but you have made at least a small breakthrough here.
If anyone who walks by Hyena's room, they can very obviously hear a laughter howling from within inside. That?
I'm sure it's fine.
You search through a fair amount of meeting rooms, and it's hard because there's a lot. Like, there's a lot of meeting rooms. Some of them are open, some of them are closed and locked. You knock on the door, and there's just 2 people actually like hashing out the specifics of a research project.
Right.
But you get to one, and it's locked, and just hear it from the other side. Oh, it'll be a minute, don't worry.
I think we need to talk, actually.
A bit of a pause before you hear footsteps coming to the door, and open. Well, it's nice to see you found your spine. Come on, sit down.
Very clearly closes the door behind him, locks it.
What are we here to discuss?
I think you know exactly what we're here to discuss. You're putting a visible target on your back, bringing me into here. I don't know what you think you know, but I don't think it's going to go as well for your little project as you think it is.
Listen. We made a pretty calculated risk bringing it in. Yeah, you're public. Yeah, you're, all that, right? This is more important than you.
I'm well aware of how important this is. But bringing me in, bringing Engine Soft's golden boy in on this, There were plenty other ways you could have done it if you actually know what you think. What you claim to know.
Listen, this mission is explicitly not about preserving the longevity of Illumina Consulting Group, phony organization set up with the goal of doing exactly what we're about to do. If we finish this, the whole thing can burn for all we care. People will be out of jobs, that's bad. We won't be able to do as much in the future, that's also bad. But wouldn't you throw everything away if you could get what you wanted? Why you did it in the first place?
And if this goes south, then we've both thrown it all away. For exactly nothing.
Perhaps we have. I don't know if you could tell by talking to me for a bit. I'm not really in the business of playing things safe.
Yeah, I gathered.
It's
about
not
that
to say
much.
that, yeah, that's not to say that I take wild, blatant, uncalculated risks. I talked to all of you. All of you came here. All of you accepted the mission. And all of you are going to successfully infiltrate EngineSoft's tower tomorrow. Sometimes playing things safe is a way to do nothing. And even though what you do is very risky, even though it's riskier than anybody could possibly know, I think if there's a goal behind all that, which why wouldn't there be, unless you really just want to soak it up? If there's a goal behind all that, I think maybe you've been playing it safe for a bit too long. Are you gonna let me finish my ramen?
Yeah, just one more question, if you'll humor me. When'd you figure it out?
I've had my suspicions for a long time, but that's just because I know how the whole thing works. I've been around it before. What you did isn't possible. Never possible. The data that Hyena got it was all I really needed to confirm things, to erase any speck of doubt I might have had in my mind, but I'm surprised you've gotten away with it this far, I guess.
You've figured it out. Who's to say they haven't?
My thoughts exactly.
Right.
Maybe they're not keeping you around because they haven't figured it out. Maybe they're keeping you around because they want you around. Just some food for thought. As she gets up and unlocks the door.
Yeah, I think that's enough for him.
Hey, let me know if you need anything, though. And I do genuinely mean that.
Yeah, how much trouble am I going to be in if I log out? Briefly.
Listen to me. Looks around. How brief are we talking?
5-10?
Get the fuck back in the meeting room. Close
Galahad
the door
does as
behind
he's
you.
told.
Closes the door behind you. If it's a minute over 10, everything gets out.
Yeah. I'm well aware if I don't, everything gets out anyways.
Yeah. All right. Go on. I'll be here.
I've never done this in front of a person before. there's like the sudden realization of like, oh, she's gonna be here. Okay. I think he just sort of sits down at like one of the ends of the table, very awkwardly, and then just sort of like, with the feet, sort of kicks the chair around.
Yeah, she's not making it any easier on you. She's just looking at you like this.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's fine. I'm going. Start the clock. And then
Alright.
Galahad will dematerialize.
Yep. Doctor, what are you exploring?
As earlier, I'm throwing open every door that I possibly can. I'm specifically looking for something that looks like a robot.
Something that looks like a robot. Okay.
Preferably humanoid, but not required.
Okay. Yes. As you are kind of throwing open these doors, you go through everywhere. You go through the meeting room where you throw open a door where Casanova is sitting looking at her watch. Go! You can't fucking get out. And as you walk onto the laboratory area, there are just all kinds of fascinating research projects. What I will say is that you don't specifically find a robot or anything that necessarily looks like one, but what you do find are files. This is kind of as I kind of established with Hyena, the internal security here isn't great, because if you get in here, you're probably already in the know. So people are just kind of leaving very valuable things out unprotected, just kind of there. And one of these unprotected things is a data file with a name on it that is Flavia Harrisburg. As you examine it, this kind of desk area that you found it in becomes more and more crowded, and you think maybe I shouldn't be looking this with so many people around, but it's also not telling these people are paying you a ton of mind. If you act like you belong, you might just be able to just kind of take it.
I'm just gonna try and grab it.
Yeah. So this is a really notable file as you kind of settle into a meeting room. Flavia Harrisburg works for Hyunicorn, specifically on their intelligence research department, where they have been working on better models for all kinds of automated things, but among this is human-like intelligence. And this isn't just files on Flavia Harrisburg. These are letters from Flavia Harrisburg, leaked from Hyunicorn by Flavia Harrisburg. It seems like this person might be one of the many ins to Hyunicorn. And also, very candidly talking about a lot of these things incredibly casually, as if they are on very good terms with one another, whoever's sending these messages back and forth with her. Let's see. Aside from that, there's not a ton else other than just projects detailing a lot of robot-like things.
Okay.
Oh, also, real quick, it has her email address on them. You can email this person if you so choose.
Wonderful. I think once I've gotten what I feel like is everything, I head back to find a room. I'm still like opening doors. I'm gonna grab shiny things if I see them. Um, the doctor's descriptor is impulsive, so I if it's nice and it's there, I want to take it. But I think once I get back to my room, the camera angle kind of shows from over the doctor's shoulder. Um, they pull up a little screen from their HUD, and that same map that was following this like moving red dot. There's a little message over the dot that says destroyed. Does not say dematerialized. It says destroyed. Um, and the doctor kind of sighs and nods, and they have this, they reach into their pocket and they pull out this like just silver orb and like spin it between their hands, and it continues to spin on the desk. And if anybody is looking at it, they would see that instead of the room around it that it is reflecting, it looks to be this like weird forested area with lots of colors that not quite sure what is going on there. As they probably kind of dive into some notes and probably drafting an email to this person because I got questions.
Yeah, absolutely. I will DM you between sessions to see what exactly that email entails. But for now,
Hell yeah.
we're gonna hop over to Orca, who is in the laboratory.
I think Orca is kind of just standing and observing at the moment.
After, oh sorry,
They're just taking in the projects going on and sort of getting a beat on the state of things. But
after you just kind of watch for an extended amount of time, a familiar voice just says, "Are you can watch if you want, but like, I don't. Can I help you understand anything? I guess." This is Morrigan, the tech whiz from the team.
I understand just fine.
Really?
Do you need help?
I mean, this is pretty complex data transfer model. I don't think you can really look at it and understand everything about it. It's a bit, it's a bit over people's heads, I guess.
I'm not people.
She kind of looks at you as if this is the first time she's considering that. Really?
No.
Wow, okay. Actually that's so cool. Yeah, come over here. Let's talk. And as she kind of like workshops her programs with you, there are small, like this person is, of the humans you have seen do programs and data and all that, this is clearly of like the very, very upper echelon of people who understand this. But there are small but kind of fatal flaws in the program that cause it not to run correctly as it is right now. Oh, wait. Okay. I didn't think about that. Can you do this with anything?
Yes. To my understanding, anything within the net is within the parameters of my altercation.
What do you mean parameters of your altercation?
If it exists in the net and is not human, I can affect it.
So if I wasn't human, it could be me?
In
Is that what
theory.
you mean? In theory. So if another one of you existed,
Another
that
one
would
of me
also-
does not exist.
but if, hypothetically, question it for a second.
think Orca does pause there, and it's very clear that they're running some sort of like mental calculation on it. If there were another like me, I suppose it would have to be a battle of subnet strength.
Wow. Okay. Who built you?
I don't know.
Really?
Yes.
It had to be. You don't even know, like, so do you know if it was like a person or like a team of people or like or like a company or all that? Because I mean, wow.
I prefer to be considered on my own, separate of the company I was born of.
Yeah, and you absolutely are. I was just wondering, like, if somebody built you, then maybe they could build more.
It's entirely possible.
But you're not gonna tell me, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to like invade your privacy or anything. But it's just you're so interesting to me.
I've been getting that a lot lately.
Does that bother you?
I don't know if something can bother me.
Does that bother you?
Of course not. I understand the differences between myself and a human. Irrationality is something I am learning.
It's fascinating. Are there any bugs here? And points to a new section of code.
Yes.
God damn it. And as you just kind of help her troubleshoot her code, time does kind of fly for you. Is there anything that you are specifically wanting to bring up or mention or do elsewhere?
As far as the projects in your lab,
Yeah.
are loose components free game?
No, you definitely have to ask first. But we have a loose components room.
Not nearly as catchy as Gadget's room, I suppose. But
Yeah, but that Ember's thing is naming things. I just kind of write things.
I have some ideas for something regarding a simulated electromagnetic pulse, similar to the kind that you would use in physical reality.
Oh, really? How does that work? Because everything's digital, though. Is it so? You mean like within your purview, like non-human objects?
Correct.
Huh.
Using an electromagnetic pulse on a digital avatar of a human might cause something similar to the event we are trying to prevent. Not something I would like to do. However,
Right.
non-humanoid, non-sentient machinery, easily disableable.
Do you want any help?
I don't see why not.
And she leaves the program she was running, and helps you build this electromagnetic pulse for your mission, I assume. And as you are kind of gathering the parts, you have one part that you realize you need, and it's not in the spare parts room. So you know what I said about asking people before taking things?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
And comes back 30 seconds later with the exact part you need. We got it.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
When you asked me if I remembered the thing you said, is that to give context to your sudden absence and return?
What?
I think the word for it is imply. Did you intend to imply that you went and asked for this?
Oh, yeah, I did imply that, I guess.
It is
I
odd
didn't
that you
ask-
were uncertain about your own actions.
Oh, okay, I implied it, but I didn't ask Bilo before taking